And then there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which laid at his gate, full of sores, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. Now, when we look at this, so many times when Jesus is telling something, it's a parable. It's a story with a heavenly meaning. But this is a real story because he names. There's two names in here that stand out that he names. Hallelujah. First of all, we hear Lazarus. Okay? And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. Now look at the difference. One was carried by angels, the other one was just buried. And in where? Hell. He lifted up his eyes, being in torment. And he seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. He's in torment. Torment means he's in terrible, terrible pain. It's suffering, torment. He woke up there. And notice, now, he was not the first person in that place. But the only ones that he could see were the ones that were in Abraham's bosom. He only saw Lazarus. He didn't see all the other ones who were in hell. There was no dancing. There was no jamming. There was no music. He was in torment. In fact, in verse 24, he cried, Father Abraham, have mercy on me. Send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue. I am tormented in this what? Flame. Does that sound like happiness? Music? You know, once I had heard a message talked about the unanswered prayers in hell. There's going to be a lot of prayers going on. A lot of prayers going on in that place. There's going to be a lot of people, intelligent people, trying to think, how did I get here? Okay? But you have a choice. Okay, and Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime received thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented. Wow. And besides all this, between us and you, there is a great gulf fixed. Think of what the Grand Canyon is. It was like twice as big as that. He said, so that they which would pass from hence to you, they cannot. And neither can they pass to us that would come from thence. In other words, you can't go back and forth. It's too big a gap. Then he said, well, wait a minute. Okay. I pray thee, therefore, Father, that thou wouldest send him to my father's house. For I have 5 brethren, that he may testify unto them.